What's up, my friends? Welcome back to our blind Let's Play of The Witcher 2. Here we are with Geralt, and we are still in Vergen here. We are outside the inn. We are about to go inside the inn and talk to anybody that we can talk to. I believe I want to talk to Zoltan in there because we left off with a bunch of dialogue with him, and I wouldn't mind seeing if we could talk to maybe Sheldon and Yarpin in there as well. I know we're good with Dandelion, and this gentleman outside the inn here definitely has a quest, but I'm going to be skipping over him for now and going to the inn. I did a shit ton of farming off camera. Even with that mod that lowers the prices of stuff and the mats, it still required me to do a lot of farming, but I indeed did get the dark armor in this chapter, and it was fairly easy. It wasn't like the first chapter to where I had to farm endless enemies. So let's go ahead and just put it all on. Now, I'm probably, see, this stuff don't really sell for much, the Blasphemer's armor, but I guess I would just put it in the chest instead of selling it off, so we can kind of just, I don't know if we're gonna have to keep it or what. I mean, we could sell it, get the money, but I kind of feel like we should just keep it and not get the money. But since we have the silver sword or steel sword here, you know, this is definitely one that we're getting here. We'll take this one. Then I want sign damage as well. What is the... Oh, that's for your sword. You know, let's do the dwarven enchantment as well. And then for the rune, I'm thinking about doing fire. There's only one fire. Let's just do sun then, because that gives us just a flat damage buff. I think that will be fine. Moment of truth, friends. Here we go. We're gonna see what it looks like. Oh yeah, hell yes. Each chapter just keeps getting better. This is even better than the last stuff. Look at it. Geralt looks like a sexy freaking monster now. He's gonna go kill monsters in style, friends. Hell yeah. One more thing, I'm just gonna talk about it quick because I don't want it taking up the episode with mod talk. I did indeed get rid of the graphical enhancement mod. Now, I do have it in the description of the first video if you would like to see what graphic mod that I had in. It was a texture mod, but you know, with the cat potion, I don't believe that that's how CD Projekt Red wanted us to believe, that that's how cat potion is. So I just couldn't sit there and accept that that's how they made the cat potion. So I knew it had to be something internal, and it was indeed that mod. Everything is toned down. The graphics are toned down a little bit more, because it's not high textures with the graphics. But to me, it still looks good. So we're going to just go ahead and go with it. I know if I took a cat potion right now, let's just tempt it. Let's just try it and see what it's like. I'm pretty sure it should be good. This is the only little bit of digging I'm going to do with it. After this, when we do future games, we'll see about stuff. But no more graphical things. It's kind of no point. Look at it, friends. Look how much better it looks. So this is what they intended it to be. The orange is not bright at all to what it was. And even up by this fire would be blowing our freaking eyes out. And it's not. So we did indeed fix it, and that's all that matters. Let's go to the innkeeper here.
How can I help you?
I'm looking for places of power.
I'm looking for places steeped in magic. You remember any stories of sorcerers or magical places in the area?
Not counting the fire-spitting bitch from 3 years ago. Well, a sorcerer once lived in the wood beyond Vergen. You could look there. Maybe something's left. You might also speak to Cecil. Nobody knows Vergen's history as well as our alderman.
Let me tell you about.
I'm pretty sure we already talked to Cecil, did we not?
Ach, you've told that story 1,000 times.
I don't know, there's
I've
things...
heard enough of
What is
flying
this guy
women.
on about with the girl
It was
falling out the
very
sky?
unusual.
He keeps repeating it over and over.
How can I...
Yeah, come on. Let me go ahead and just access storage here. I'm going to put this stuff in here. I'm not going to sell it off because it already costs less for us to get the new armor and stuff. So I'm just not going to sell it off and get the money for it. I know we can, but maybe it's just a thing for me not wanting to get the money. I don't know.
Let me tell you about the woman.
Why we're here, though, I need to just read about harpies. There are many species of harpies, and all are kleptomaniacs. Though some steal dreams instead of trinkets, they especially like dreams laden with strong emotions, such as nightmares that recur every night. The victims lose their dreams, which can actually be a blessing where nightmares are concerned. And the harpies encase them in crystals, creating items that strongly radiate magic. Mages desire the dreams these creatures steal. They are known to breed harpies on purchase with a view towards filishing their booty at daybreak. Yet it is rare for a dream or nightmare to be powerful enough, or to come from a powerful enough creature to satisfy the desires of a mage. He who would destroy the harpy's nest perched atop a rocky ledge must steal a special glistening explosive trap. When the harpy snatches its loot, the charge is detonated and anything that survives the explosion is dealt by gravity, the eternal foe of all avian creatures. Cool. Is there anything in quest items for books that we had gotten recently? I'm pretty sure there is not. You know, it doesn't look like Necker Warrior, brother. Okay. Doesn't look like nothing. Alright. Now that we got all that out the way, let's go ahead and talk to our friends. What's up, Zoltan?
Geralt, first throat of the Witcher's Guild. Finally, a drink with someone worth talking to.
Short on company?
What can Yarpin tell me? I prefer listening to horses fart.
Thank you for saying that again, Zoltan. I definitely indeed wanted to hear that again. Do they play dice here?
Any idea where I can play dice around here?
Try the blacksmith's helper.
We do still need to beat the blacksmith. We do know where he is, and I still haven't made a path what I want to do this episode. I'm kind of just wanting to talk and then maybe head over to Philippa. I do know where Yorvith is since I did a good deal at farming, so I kind of made it to an area where Yorvith is, and then I had to actually go backtrack because something triggered over there. So let's see.
I wanted to talk to you about the Free State of Vergen. We haven't had the occasion somehow.
True.
Do you buy into Saskia's ideals?
Are you asking me if I believe what she says, or if I believe she'll be successful?
Both.
Saskia's no liar, that's a fact. But whether we'll manage, who can tell? One thing is sure, we'll never know if we never try. For now, a great battle awaits. A battle in which elf, dwarf, and human will stand side by side. And that is beautiful in itself.
It's also the biggest potential weakness.
Nothing unites folk like shared death. I believe those who survive will honor the deaths of their comrades.
If they win.
Even if they don't. News spreads fast. Others will follow in our footsteps.
Sounds pretty poetic there, Zoltan.
The Kingslayer's trail has gone cold. Have you heard anything?
No one could sneak into Vergen. We watch day and night. Anyway, who would they come for here? Stennis? Why so keen on capturing the assassin of kings?
Now, Zoltan has the same thing as Dandelion here. Sure, he knows in my past. That's the way I kind of feel. Because I want to know how... I don't... Like I said, I don't really care. I think knowing about our past is more important.
Letho knows a lot about me. Certain things maybe only he can explain.
Is it worth sticking your neck out to know what was in your head before?
Yeah, I'd say it's worth it.
Alright. Yorvis has changed a lot. I mean, we got this dialogue with Yorvis changing, but I just don't We barely even talked to Jorvith this chapter. I mean, we did that one mission with him. He does seem to have calmed down, I guess, a little bit. Not really. Still, Jorvith is still Jorvith to me, it seems. But yeah, Jorvith changed, Zoltan, sure.
Jorvith seems to have changed. Have you noticed?
Oh, has his arse grown fatter in Saskia's keep?
An elf who was the greatest foe of humans will now fight for their freedom. Doesn't that surprise you?
Only harpies don't change their minds. I'm no expert on elves, but as I see it, he's got a stiffy for Saskia.
Jorvith?
He stood all gentle as a lamb in council, stealing glances at her tits. When she spoke to him, he looked as happy as a fool whittling a wooden toy.
Can't say he's the only one that was glancing there, Zoltan. I may have looked there a few times myself. I mean, they were just there, you know? Screaming our names. Never mind. Take it easy.
Vergen seems like an ancient town. Do you know its history?
It's one of the mining colonies Mahakam established. There were lots of them just 500 years ago. Now they're mostly in ruins. It was the first town where dwarves and humans began working side by side. For the past 3 years, it's been a symbol of our common death.
Well, we have Zoltan here. This looks like a quest thing, so let's whoop his ass, perhaps?
I'll arm wrestle you anytime. Now, even.
Come on. Throw the fuck down, Zoltan. I'm about to ruffle your fucking beard, Zoltan. Oh yeah, Zoltan. See ya, Zoltan.
Your hand's like a vice.
It wasn't easy.
If you ever run into my old mates Yarpin or Sheldon, promise me you'll take them on. They'll be surprised.
Hell yeah. Well, where's Yarpin and Sheldon? Where the hell did Sheldon go? There you are. Excuse me.
How are you, Sheldon?
Better than at Brenna, though we've quite a rumble ahead of us. But I promise you this, we'll kick Henselt's arse and send him scurrying back to Kedwin.
Alright, well, I don't want to arm wrestle him yet. Let me talk to Yarpin.
Who's this, my failing eyes spy? Geralt of Rivia visiting old Yarpin Zegrin.
Hell yes.
Getting anywhere with the new recruits?
Like whores in a brothel, they're ploughing away at full speed. Saskia's army's full of men better at holding their pricks and a weapon. But Zoltan and I are helping them catch up. Most importantly, they don't lack spirit.
They won't defeat Henselt's regulars with zeal alone.
We'll show you what an army facing either victory or death is capable of. For we've no other choice, Geralt.
I've been trying to figure out what Philippa Eilhart's doing in all this mess.
Same thing as always. Conspiring until she gets her pubes in a knot.
I know you hate sorceresses, but try to put your animosity aside.
Oh, we hate them. That's a fact. But why do you think that is? It's not because of their secret knowledge or their nice tits. Their hearts are full of dung, Geralt. Mark my words.
You exaggerate.
Maybe not all of them. But Eilhart's the worst. Need I remind you how she peddled her ass to Dijkstra just to learn the plans of the Redanian intelligence service? Everyone in Vergen knows she's not into cock. I tell you this, it's her ilk that caused the ruckus on Thanid Island. Think she's any different here? I'm crap at talking, Geralt, but you do all right. So I'd appreciate, as soon as Saskia's better, slip a word in her ear to watch out for Philippa.
I mean, maybe Philippa has something going on here, friends. There has to be a bigger picture here besides her wanting to be the ruler of Edern, kinda. You know, her being the advisor or something. That's almost like they're ruling, you know? How crazy would it be if Philippa was caught up in the poison of Saskia? That would be just strange. I don't know if I fully feel like that's true. I want to go into this with a, I'm not going to trust anybody just yet type of mode here. Like, I feel like we can trust our friends. Zoltan, Dandelion, they don't have nothing to do with this. So it's definitely someone here, or probably Letho or somebody in Henselt's camp. So, but I'm thinking it's more or less in-house. Kind of came from maybe somebody that was at that round table. Don't really know though. We may not even have met the person yet. But I wouldn't put it past Philippa to be in on something here. But I'm kind of hoping she isn't because she seems decent so far. Oddly enough, for Philippa.
Were you in Rivia when I got caught on that pitchfork?
Was I? Fuck, Wolf, I saw you die. I didn't see the little bastard who took you for a haystack, but I swear it looked like you weren't going to make it. So I'm well glad you managed to lick your wounds.
I don't know if it taught me anything.
Come on, it had to. Not many have survived their own death.
You haven't noticed that I'm pissing up wind again, fighting for a cause that isn't mine?
No, I haven't. A free Upper Aedirn is in the interests of any decent fellow.
You have a point there, friend.
Did you fight it, Brenna?
Oh, fuck. I knows you've got amnesia, but you could have remembered that. Ah, it was a beautiful day. On one side, 6 and 40,000 black ones. On the other, us, the Nordlings together. The Redanians led by De Ruyter on the left, the Temerian regiments in the middle, and us on the right. The Mahakam Volunteer Army. All dwarfs. Even the likes of Cohor must have shit his britches at the sight of us.
He hardly lacked courage as I heard it.
All right, brave bastard, that's true. Preferred to die than run like a rat. I don't believe I've ever seen a bigger melee, except maybe 3 years ago here at Vergen. Would have managed that day too, even without the magic. That burning shit that fell from the sky. Why, even the Dun banner knelt before us when we brought our battle axes down.
Some say not one of the Dun banners survived. Any truth to that?
Biggerhorn nabbed the survivors as they fled south, but most men of the banner lie in the catacombs, along with their standard, the Dun banner. What the hell kind of name is that for a unit anyway? It's as if they couldn't get their fucking flag clean.
Come on, man. Let's fucking arm wrestle. Let's throw down.
Zoltan claims you can arm wrestle like no one else.
He's right. Did he tell you I beat him?
Omitted that bit somehow.
Oh, fart.
Want to wrestle me?
I'm ready for your challenge always. So?
So, let's fucking throw down.
Show me what you got.
Show me what you got. Hell yeah, Geralt. Come here, Zigrin. They're wimps, friends, I'm telling you. I kind of like arm wrestling. It's short, easy, to the point. I like it.
That's some training you received at Kaer Morhen.
You're no wimp yourself.
Defeat Zoltan's mates at arm wrestling. Hey, Bubs.
Thought we had a basilisk in the basement. Turns out it was just my wife getting cold.
Check this out, friends. Look at this fucking armor, man. It's so cool. Holy fucking moly. You know, I haven't even looked at the fucking stats of it. I just put that thing on. What does it even do? Maximum load still, damage signs still. It looks pretty much about the same as the other one. It's just upgraded a little bit more. Bigger regeneration during combat, chance to insta-kill 2%. Hell yeah, baby. Come here, Sheldon. Let me rip your arm off. Arm wrestle me, friend.
Zoltan says your company are true arm wrestling masters.
Unbeatable, last I recall.
Is that so? Care to check if that's still true?
Sounds good. Ready to take me on?
Fucking right. Let's do it, Dwarfy.
Give me your best shot.
Oh, look at our helmet friend over there. He's got a bucket on his head. So fucking awesome. See ya, Sheldon. Have a good one, pleb.
Sure there's no dwarfen blood in your family?
I'll tell you when I get my memory back.
Defeat Scalen Burton. Where you at, Scalen? I done beat your cohorts. Where the fuck's Scalen at?
Greetings!
Is he in here? There you are, Scalen. Come here.
The mine's safe again. Any plans to do something with it?
Course. Soon as the battle's done, we'll resume digging. Shame to let those rich deposits go to waste. My uncle says they'll put Vergen right back in his feet. Zoltan's talking about a shared enterprise or some such. He's to manage operations with my uncle as general overseer. We just gots to save the town first.
Of course, Zoltan would. He's a freaking business mastermind, friends.
Hey, Scalen, wanna arm wrestle?
I really like to wrestle, but,
Show me what you're made of.
Alright. Wanna take me on?
Come on, man, throw
Show me
down.
what you're made of.
Bumping and grinding with me here, Scalen. I'm about to knock that freaking hat right off your head. Oh! Man, Scalen's a beast. Not good enough, though, Scalen. Give me that hat. It's mine now.
I believe I'd split a rock with my dick sooner than I'd beat you at arm wrestling.
I guess that makes me the new champion of Vergen.
No shame in losing to the White Wolf. Though there's one who could still be a match for you.
Who?
The mighty Numa. I wrestled him in Kovir. Couldn't move my arm for the next week. They say he don't play fair. But that's just losers talking. You ever wrestle him? Give him my regards.
I will.
Let me tell you about
The Mighty Numa. We gotta find somebody named the Mighty Numa.
You've told that story 1,000 times. I've heard enough of flying living.
I think that's it, friends. Alright, well, I want to head towards...
unusual.
Let's go pick up this quest out here. I need to head towards Felicia Corey because I want to get a few things from her still. The, what is that stuff called? Tony Al. And then I want to browse through her wares and make sure I have all the books and stuff too. Come here, friend.
What's going on?
I'm Elias, of Yorveth's commando. I have an urgent matter.
Tell me.
Men from Vergen have been disappearing for some time. We recently found some of their corpses, so it doesn't seem to be desertion.
It seems like it's still bright, but that's probably just the game itself. I'm not going to worry about it. We did what we did. We definitely fixed it, so let's just keep going on. But it looks the fucking same to me. The graphic-wise still look amazing. So he has people missing in Vergen. Why wouldn't Scoia'tael be worried about that unless it was... I guess he did say it's his men too.
Only men among the victims?
Young men, humans and elves.
Humans and elves, so it's definitely affecting the Scoia'tael too.
Where did you find the bodies?
In different places, mainly in the burned village near the ravine that leads to the town.
I need to see the corpses.
They're all buried.
Where?
Beneath a mound in the forest behind Vergen, but you shouldn't go there.
Why not?
Desecrating graves is a serious offense. The families of the dead will be furious.
What state were the bodies in?
They looked gruesome. Nothing an elf would have done, nor a human.
I don't work for free.
You'll get your reward. Do well, and I may give you something more than coin. We're losing good men.
I'll see what I can do.
The Flickering Heart. Go to the burned village or examine the corpses of the catacombs. Let's look at that. That seems very interesting. With Flickering Heart. And now let me tell you how I solved a crime in Vergen with a bit of help from Geralt, who started the whole thing by talking to the elf Elias. Elias thought he would need a witcher, but had no idea that a poet would prove to be the key to the case. Young men, both elves and humans, were being murdered in Vergen. The elves said their bodies were being found near a burned village located at the mouth of the gully leading to Vergen, and subsequently being interred in the catacombs beyond the town. Geralt took it all in and began to wonder if he should go to the crime scene or the burial site. Go to the burned village or examine the corpses in the catacombs behind Vergen. We could go to the crime scene, but we could also go to the catacombs, so we gotta pick between it? Alright, well that certainly sounds very interesting. Let's go to Felicia Corey. I want to get the Tony Al. Excuse me, ma'am, but I need some stuff from you. Let's see, she has... That's us. Tony Al, come on, give it to me. There it is, friends. Thank you. She has Thunderbolt too, but Thunderbolt takes away vitality regeneration. But that damage, though. Let's just get it. Spectre oil. Okay, let's get that too. White Raffer's decoction, baby. Wolf. That should be good. Let's look at our books now. See if we did miss anything. I don't think we did. We have all the books here. What does she have in quest items? Surgical tools? Let's go ahead and get that since it's a quest item. And then, let's see, alchemy. Does she have any of the Rebus stuff? She's got Ericus eyes. Look at that. She does not have any Rebus, I don't think. That is fucking unfortunate. Oh, there it is. I mean, Aether. Yeah, Aether. That's what we need. Cool. Felicia Corey is indeed our go-to girl here, friends. She can cut our hair. She can fucking give us books. All the good fucking potion stuff. Quest items. All types of stuff here. Alright, well, let's head on over to... I want to talk to Philippa. But on the way over to Philippa's, I want to hit up that blacksmith over here, whoop his ass a dice, and I also want to go to Cecil over here. This place is actually pretty easy, friends. I did, like I said, a lot of farming off camera. I went around Vergen and looted every fucking thing, which had me so over encumbered it was ridiculous. But until doing that, it made Vergen seem actually pretty self-explanatory and easy now. So I definitely understand it. A bit more than I did. Come here, Cecil. What are you doing over here, friend? He doesn't have anything?
See you, Governor.
Alright. We'll see you later. Let me look at the journal here because we have the Harpy contract. Use Harpy traps. The Harpies nested on inaccessible rock ledges. Geralt could not climb to their abodes, so he reasoned that some Witcher technology might prove useful. He decided to use Harpy traps, and so he did. I have a Harpy trap fucking, schematic that I can make Harpy traps, friends. I did see that when I was crafting this dark armor, so that is something. But one of the merchants up there had Harpy traps. One of these merchants here indeed had Harpy traps. I don't remember which one. I feel like it's Irso, the leather working guy over there, the trap maker. Hell yeah. So look, this don't deface the fucking stuff with their texture shit anymore. Sweet.
I wouldn't mind a closer look.
I'd like...
Shall we play now?
Here we go, baby. We have 2 6s. What does he have? 3 1s? Well, of course he's gonna raise. Hell yeah, why wouldn't he? We have 4 6s, friends. Whooped his ass.
You must be an old hand at this. The prize money is yours.
I don't want gold.
I'd like something besides coin. You're a blacksmith's apprentice. Got anything interesting?
I suppose I might. What do you fancy?
Got any meteorite steel?
Aye. 3 colors, blue, yellow, and red.
It's meteorite steel, not bloomers or garter belts.
Meteorite steel comes in several varieties depending on the nature of the element it's saturated with and the depth of that saturation. The elements dye the ore different colors. For instance, fire dyes the ore red, and red meteorite, well, you work it differently. You heat and hammer form it differently. You understand now?
Mm-hmm. Sure you're just the blacksmith's helper?
Want anything, or are you just going to stand there and wonder?
You know, I think the meteorite stuff, I did see it in crafting of like swords and stuff for the dark armor, but we are finding that stuff along the way so numerous. I have a lot of them. and I don't really want to get them. I don't think that would be a good idea unless he's giving us a schematic for this stuff that where we can craft it. But still, I still think we should just take the money. I was kind of thinking it might have been a quest item, but this meteorite stuff is definitely something that we can craft. So I think I'll just take coin.
I'll take my coin, please.
Thank you. So we are now the champion of Vergen in everything. No more mini games in Vergen. Let's see, hunting. Wait for events to unfold, and that's the fist fighting thing. How come this isn't completed? We definitely did this. Do we have it all on, right? Let's see. Oathbreaker. Oh, we got the Blasphemer's boots on. That's why. We'll have to go back to the inn. Let me go back to the inn real quick. Alright, well, let's go ahead to Philippa's house here and talk to her. I went and got the boots back on and everything, so now we won't get freaking...
What is it, Witcher?
Who is that girl?
Cynthia, a leashed sorceress.
A charming expression. Do you also use muzzles?
Leash means a connection between a sorceress and her assistant. An unfortunate term, I admit, but it explains how things are. Cynthia can tap my power, use my spells. She's a conduit. And she's learning along the way. It's convenient, and except for the name, not derisive at all. But you're not here to talk about Cynthia.
Holy freaking moly. Look at all this stuff that she has. So, Philippa can get rid of our tattoo. I am not getting rid of the tattoo at this point, friends. We're going to keep it. It's our memories of Roach and his men. Let's just dig in the white stuff first.
How is it that King Radovid's court sorceress and advisor is supporting a rebellion in Edirne?
This has grown into more than a simple rebellion, Witcher. Prince Stennis' arrival here confirmed Saskia's right to represent Edirne.
Saskia isn't fighting for Edirne, but for the Pontar Valley. Even Prince Stennis considers you rebels. He hasn't moved against you because war with Kedwen hangs by a thread. Why are you here, Sorceress of Tretogor?
It is my duty. If Henselt occupies the Pontar Valley, Redania and Temeria will respond strongly. The North will disintegrate, its unity gone. A dark scenario that is nevertheless avoidable, provided Saskia is successful and wins the Valley's independence.
Even if she thwarts Henselt, there'll be no independence without agreement from Redania and Temeria.
Temeria's expansionist plans melted away with Foltest's death. Redania's ruler is unpredictable, but even he'll have to respect a victory. I'm here to make this victory a fact.
So she just doesn't want Kedwen to get all this power. It's going to put Temeria and Redania in shambles, he says. Which would make sense on why she is here. They do want a powerful North. So I guess I can see why she is here in a way. But still, I do feel like there's some shadiness going on here. There's always shadiness going on here, friends. There's always an angle here. But could be for the North, I guess.
Have you heard about a Witcher's school? Apparently the Viper's their sign.
No, why do you ask?
The Kingslayer wears a medallion adorned with a viper.
Pretentious and childish for my taste. He can't be very smart.
So, I was right all along. It was a snake. Now, Geralt's just confirming that... I kind of thought Letho would end up telling us about that school that he was in, so Geralt just nonchalantly knew about it. And he's kind of just like, hey, well, do you know about the School of the Viper? Well, this Letho is from the School of the Viper. I've never heard of that shit. Pretty cool. Way to go, Geralt. For amnesia, you sure know a lot of shit.
Is what they say true? Did Saskia kill a dragon?
Prince Stennis decorated her for it at the court in Vengerberg, so it appears to be true. If you want to know the details, talk to Biggerhorn. Apparently he witnessed it.
A sorceress like you ought to know bundles about the wild hunt.
A sorceress's knowledge has nothing to do with superstitions.
The hunt's not a superstition.
True, the phenomenon seems to exist.
I want to know everything there is to know about it.
It's strictly atmospheric. It doesn't interest me. Just as whirlwinds, whirlpools, and snowfalls do not interest me.
She is definitely not talking about the wild hunt. Okay. We can just get right into any of these, I guess. Let's just start with the top one.
At the council, you mentioned artifacts were needed to undo the curse.
But I can't look for them now.
I can do that.
Why?
I have my reasons. Tell me something. What happened here 3 years ago?
Henselt attacked Edirn, but met his match. Nobody won that war. Sabrina Glefisig got into a conflict with the commander-in-chief of the Kedweni forces, and this led to both armies being routed. Fireballs turned the battlefield into a flaming tomb. Henselt accused Sabrina of using a forbidden weapon.
And Sabrina cursed Henselt.
I think so. I suspect the curse got out of hand because of the circumstances.
Circumstances? The stars weren't right, wrong phase of the moon. There's always an excuse for simple bungling.
She placed the curse while burning at the stake. Her hands and feet nailed to a wagon wheel. I'd say she did a good job, considering.
Sabrina is definitely done for. What, she cursed the battlefield when she threw down a massive firestorm or whatever she said? And she cursed Henselt? I know enough.
Did you notice? Not all the ghosts were aggressive.
Yes. Most just disappeared when they touched the aura of a living person.
I think the curse corrupts the ghosts of the fallen and turns them into draugrs.
Is that the Witcher's professional name for wraiths?
Draugrs are demons of war. They arise at sites of exceptionally vicious, bloody battles. Their bloodlust and hatred in condensed form.
Can you kill them by conventional means?
A silver sword is enough for a draugr, but as long as the curse remains active, new ones will arise. The soldiers' ghosts are the key. If I could turn the tide of the battle...
For that you'll need symbols of war belonging to those who fell in battle. Hatred, death, courage, and faith. All artifacts must be magically active and connected to the fallen, or they won't lure the ghosts.
Right. I'll look around.
Finding 2 will be enough. Get the symbols of hatred and death and leave the rest to me.
I'd prefer courage and faith.
Don't fuss.
I'll see what I can do. Cecil seems to know a lot about the area.
She said, don't fuss. Philippa, you're kind of cool. I like your... I would call it dry sense of humor, but I don't know. It's probably not really dry. It's just Philippa's sense of humor, I guess. I don't know.
Know anything about blood curses?
Do you?
We're dealing with a 4th level curse, also known as the Curse of the Archmistress.
Well, well, I'm impressed.
Thing is, until now I thought it was only a myth, that such a curse couldn't be cast.
You thought wrong. There are 6 confirmed cases of this curse being inflicted.
What about confirmed cases of it being lifted?
1. Achieved by a team of sorcerers led by Archmistress Francesca Finderbear, hence the curse's other name. Sabrina Glefisig was on the team.
Small world.
That's not all. The curse investigated by Francesca and Sabrina was designed to end the Tyson dynasty, the rulers of Kovir. They were cursed by Scarlet Rodalega, a complete madman, but very talented. An eclipse and wraiths also accompanied his curse.
So Sabrina's curse is just a knockoff Rodalega?
Exactly.
Well, alright.
Can Francesca's experience help us?
Certainly. I know the symbols and the workings of the curse thanks to her.
Care to explain? I'm the one risking my neck.
You'll have to relive the battle and change its course at the right moment. I don't know exactly what will happen. Nobody does.
I'll look for those artifacts.
We're gonna have to go into the fog and relive the whole battle, what happened here 3 years ago, and change the course of the battle. That is so fucking cool, man. Oh my god, can't we just do that now? We asked for this, right? Yeah?
I'm good for now. I'll let you know when I learn something.
Wait. Hold on here,
My
Philippa.
medallion.
You wanted to discuss something?
Damn right I do. We have the Immortel. Guess we can just tell her that.
I found an immortal.
Excellent.
Call it the Cecil Burden.
You wanted to discuss something?
Excuse me, girl. Magic artifact, you said I needed one.
You said we'd need a magical object to cure Saskia. Any ideas where I might start looking?
Magical items do not grow on trees, as you know. Luckily, this area has a long history. There's the Battle of Wraiths, the site of Sabrina Glevisig's death and suffering, the abandoned mines.
I was hoping you'd be specific.
I won't ask you to traipse around with a divining rod, but please try to be a little inventive. Ask the locals, that's always a good place to start. I dare say Alderman Burden knows every last stone in the area. Maybe you should see him.
Didn't I? Told the townsfolk about magical locations. I definitely did already. I told the Scalen.
You wanted to discuss something?
We talked to Scalen and we talked to the innkeeper so far. Scalen said something about maybe golems or something about a mage that might live outside of town. And so did the innkeeper as well. Probably looking for some kind of mage. Something to do with a mage. And sentries.
I'm looking for Triss. Letho forced her to teleport near Vergen.
Letho?
Foltest's killer, perhaps Demavend's too. Will you help me find her?
Certainly. We sorceresses must stick together. We have too many enemies.
Triss contacted you through Sheila de Tanzerville's megascope while in Flotsam.
And I haven't heard from her since.
Can you locate her?
A megascope responds to a person's aura. If I had something of hers, I could find her. You were close to her. Maybe you have something.
No, I don't have anything.
Not good. Wait. A local drunkard claims he saw a redhead fall out of the sky. This could be a lead.
Let me tell you about the woman that fell from the sky. You know how many times I've heard that so far, friends? Can I tell you a story about the woman that fell from the sky? You want to know? Oh my god.
There are many redheads.
Perhaps they're just drunken delusions. It's possible, however, that an unstable teleport ejected Triss near the town.
As it's our only lead, I'll talk to this drunkard. Do you know him?
I'm not used to associating with drunkards, but you'll likely find him in the inn.
Thank you.
Come back as soon as you learn anything.
Call to the dwarf who saw Triss. Come
you
here,
wanted
Philippa.
to discuss something.
I ain't done yet, girl.
Remember the antidote for Saskia. It's very important.
Yeah, I get it. So, who was that lady in here? Can we loot her shit? You don't need this stuff, Philippa. You probably fucking don't. You hear Geralt talking about my magic or medallions rumbling. Of course, I mean fucking sorceress, Geralt. Oh, it's a lockbox. We can't get into it, friends. Excuse me.
Who are you?
I'm Cynthia, a mage in training. Philippa is my mentor.
My condolences.
No need for that. True, she's a demanding mistress, but she can also be charming. Besides, she's the best there is, Witcher. She has no equals, excepting perhaps the old elven sorceresses. You should see her cast spells. Light and graceful she is. Not like that old tart de Tanzerville.
You know Sheila?
I've seen her cast spells. I've seen all the great sorceresses at work. Sheila's quite manly in her style. Precise, logical, exceptionally composed. But she lacks grace and suppleness.
Is that your opinion? Or are you just repeating what Philippa says?
We agree in our assessment. Triss Marigold, on the other hand, is talented. But she lacks determination, courage, and a certain cold willfulness that seems necessary.
That's interesting.
Kira Metz and Margarita Low-Antiel are both blasé, seemingly resigned. One's a hedonist and nymphomaniac, the other cares only about her school. They lost enthusiasm for magic long ago. Then there's Francesca Finderbear. Nobody really knows what the old she-elf is capable of. But she's clearly very powerful.
I take it Philippa has none of these flaws, but she must have some weakness.
Ambition. Infinite, boundless, and burning like the Korath Desert.
She didn't mention Yennefer. You probably don't even know who the hell Yennefer is.
Just out of curiosity, how much does a magic course cost these days?
I'm certain you can't afford it, Witcher. Besides, you're too old.
No matter. I have a few of my own tricks as it is.
You mean Witcher's signs? Philippa can conjure up the illusion of a garden full of flowers, fruit trees, and young elves of both sexes copulating merrily all the day. And the illusion is complete. The flowers have an aroma. The fruit and she-elves are juicy.
Invite me over the next time she conjures up this garden. I'd gladly see it. Professional curiosity.
Naturally. But I doubt Philippa's in the mood for complicated illusions. She focuses all her efforts on Saskia.
All right. She seems high and mighty, or whatever the hell the word is. Very into Philippa, I guess. Alright, well that's that. Let's go talk to Cecil. And then... I mean, we got so much stuff that probably updated here. Talk to the townsfolk about magical locations. One of the ingredients needed for the Dragon Slayer's cure was a medical artifact. An item radiating and powerful energy. The sorceress could not just create one on the fly, and time was against them. So the Witcher headed outside and asked the town about magical insurrections, ruins, legends of any treasure, and a word about places where he could find an item of the kind he needed. Entering the streets, Geralt thought deeply about which townspeople would be the best informed and about those who liked collecting stories. One of the artifacts needed to lift the curse from the battlefield was to symbolize death. Having no idea what he was to look for, the Witcher took Philippa's advice and decided to talk to Cecil Burden. Vergen's alderman knew a lot about the battle between Kedweni and Aedirnian armies, so he would likely give Geralt a good lead. The Witcher learned that to lift the curse from the battlefield he would need mementos of the battle representing the virtues and horrors of war. He was concerned because he knew very little about the clash between Aedirnian and Kedweni armies. Philippa then told him to see Cecil Burden, Vergen's alderman, who was reputed to be a real trove of knowledge on the subject. Geralt went off to question the dwarf about the battle. The mines. Vergen regained the mines. The elder was pleased and rewarded the hero. Bring it on, Poker Face is done. Oathbreaker's outfit is done. Let's talk to... Before we head out, let's go talk to Cecil Burden real quick. See if he has anything. I mean, we have arrows of stuff that we could talk to, but let's go talk to Cecil. Because it seems like Cecil might have a few more things. And I feel like next episode I may want to go and do that Eloas quest. That seems like a side quest. But I feel like I want to talk to him first. I know it sounds rough to not want to rush off and go get find Triss, but I kind of want to do the side stuff first before we go ahead and go over there and find Triss.
Saskia needs help, Cecil. Philippa can produce an antidote, but she needs a magic artifact to do that.
Would you like a fern and a dancing worm to go with it? Listen, I don't know about magic, but there is a place, as long as I can remember, it's been of interest to sorcerers. They say it's a very strong intersection. Look for magic there.
Where exactly is there?
Seek out the ruins in the forest beyond Vergen. There's a place of power there. You can't miss it. Why so glum? Saskia's a tough girl. She'll bounce back. Keep your head up.
Thanks, Cecil.
No, Witcher. I thank you. Save that lass, and you'll save my town.
Find the place of power which Cecil Bird mentioned. Alright. Come here, sir.
Cecil, do you know anyone who fought in the war 3 years ago?
I did.
Did you fight here at Vergen?
Course.
Philippa claims you know a bit about the battle.
That old kook insult, called king by some, thought that Adernians were bumpkins who'd ship bricks as soon as his troops crossed the river.
Why did he attack Edirn?
According to Henselt, Upper Edirn is the ancient legacy of the Kedweni crown and must be returned to the mother country. Brazen farter.
That brazen farter had a point. If you read some history, you'll know that 300 years ago this land belonged to Kedwen.
Load of crab. 700 years ago the elves reigned here, and 1,000,000 years ago these lands were the domain of the worms. If things worked that way, every king could invade a neighbouring land and claim his right to do so because an ancestor took a dump there.
All right. Hensel wanted to conquer Upper Edirn. What then?
He rolled in, got hammered, and rolled out.
Cecil, that doesn't help me much.
It wasn't a battle. It was a slaughter. If I try speaking of it, I'll see it all again. I don't want.
The ghosts of the fallen fight in the mist. They turn into horrible creatures called Draugrs. Edirnians, Kedweni, men, elves, and dwarves too.
Bloody hell. No peace even after death.
I want to help them, but I need to know more about the battle.
Very well. Listen. A beautiful day that grew hot later. Very hot. When Van de Grift attacked in the afternoon, he sent a dun banner at the fore. Many of our lads shit themselves at the mere sight of their standard, but we had a surprise of our own. Under the cover of night, we prepared fire pits. Our archers lit them up at the right moment. I still can't believe we managed to fool their scouts. If it wasn't for that ambush, we wouldn't be speaking today. They likely wouldn't be in Upper Edirn at all. We decimated the dun banner, but that was only the beginning. Seltkirk was our commander. Everywhere he appeared, the Kedwenis gave ground. He wreaked havoc among them. Hearts rose at the mere sight of his armour. Then Van de Grift himself entered the fray. Seltkirk met him in the middle of the field. In the end, Van de Grift killed Seltkirk. A terrible death that sent the Adernian ranks into disarray. I thought it was the end of us. Then the sky fell, as if the stars themselves had decided to avenge the death of a great knight. Fire covered the battlefield. Nobody sought the enemy. They were all looking for somewhere to flee. Yes, there were no more friends and enemies, only the living and the dead. They say it was the doing of a Kedweni sorceress who wanted revenge on Van de Grift. Could be true, as Henselt had her executed right after the battle.
Well now, Cecil, alright, well, keep on digging, friend.
Remember anything from before the battle?
As if it was yesterday. Henselt's troops crossed the Pointar the third day after the autumn equinox. Edirn had good spies, so we were ready for them, and Seltkirk lined up our troops along the hills. Our hearts rose at the sight of the banners of Vengerberg, Aldersberg and Gullet fluttering in the wind. Knights and armoured infantry side by side in our ranks. Even the peasants had their regiments. The dwarves were on the left flank. Over 5,000 strong we were. Nobody caring about race or background, like never before. Only King Demavend was missing, but he must have had more important business than defending his country.
He was a fucking weak king, most certainly. To not be there battling with his troops? I mean, come on, he could have at least stayed back and ordered them to do stuff. He didn't even show up.
You saw the Kedwenis cross the river?
From afar. I saw Van de Grift leading 4,000 heavily armed men. Many a heart sank when we saw the elite bearheads or the armoured banners from Ardcarrig. The dun banner was in the middle, veterans of Brenna. As soon as he set foot on Adernian land, Van de Grift climbed a hill and surveyed the area, as if it was his fief. Son of a bitch was as sure of himself as ever. Upon spying him, I remember the dwarves all dropped their trousers and showed him their asses. Then Selkirk stepped out in front of us. His white armour shone in the sun. We were afraid a kid Winnie Arbalest would shoot him, but they too stood as if frozen, and Selkirk just looked at them and bowed ever so slightly.
You captured the Dunbanner standard?
Henselt's choice troops, and not a one survived. The visitors sent them to their deaths, refused to give them reinforcements. He was a monster in human form. The men of the Dun were real swaggerers, killed a lot of our lads, but for every Dunner, there were 7 Adernians. They had no chance. Aye, we captured their standard. We buried what was left of them in the crypts beyond Vergen. Their standard lies with them. Worthy foes are to be respected, even in death.
I'm going to need that standard.
So we have something inside the crypt. And then there was something with Eloas's quest inside that crypt too. Maybe we want to head over to the crypt instead of heading to the scene, because it said pick the crypt or go to the scene of the murder. Or Eloas's thing.
Did you see the duel between Selkirk and Vandergrift?
I stood half a furlong from them. Never seen a fight like it. Probably never will again. They'd already met once at a jousting tournament in Ardcarreg. Selkirk won there. He beat on the visitor so hard he broke his sword. Selkirk was a true knight, the last of his breed. Vandergrift was so pissed off after that tournament he hanged the smith who made his sword and ordered a special one from a sorcerer. I bet he cut down Selkirk with that new sword.
Vandergrift is dead. What happened to his sword?
Saskia's got it. Good thing too. Only her hand can tame the hatred enchanted in that sword. After the battle, when the flames abated, the scavengers came. They stole everything. Imagine, not a single keepsake of Selkirk in the whole of Edirn. His brother babbles something about a gauntlet, but he's a lying dog.
We need to go get the sword from Saskia. They don't really... I mean, they'll probably let us in just to get the sword, I can imagine.
Thanks, Cecil, that was helpful. I think I know what I need to lift the curse now.
Madame Eilhard claims you need 4 symbols. The standard symbolizes death. Vandergrift's sword stands for hatred. What about the other 2?
I have a feeling Philippa has a handle on the rest.
Here's hoping you're right.
Go to the catacombs in the forest and find the Dunbanner standard. Well, that seems pretty self-explanatory easy. Wait for events to unfold. And that's Saskia's sword. Alright, well, thank you, Cecil. That seems to be a fucking... Good grief, friends. There's a lot of stuff that just went down here, literally. So it's a lot to take in for sure. But next episode, we're going to go over to the catacombs. Because I would like to do... Because these look very much side quests. So I want to do this one here. Yeah, we're going to go to the catacombs because there seems to be that Dunbanner standard over. Maybe we can 2 birds with 1 stone type of thing. But it's a lot of stuff, friends. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of stuff to think about. We're going to have to take it... I would like to take it 1 quest at a time from here because we definitely just did a shit ton. But that might have just laid the groundwork for us to start doing 1 quest at a time type of thing. So that would be nice because it is a bit overwhelming, but it's not to the point where it's so overwhelming. But it is a lot of stuff that piled on us here. In a good way, perhaps, though. But anyways, friends, I'm out of here. Take it easy. As always, stay safe out there. See you next time.